Today's show is called One Spin Each Equals Speech on December 18, 2025.
19th.
Oh, the 19th.
Yeah.
Grass, green leaves, and vegetables all take in sunlight and store it in their cells. That is why you need vegetables to stay healthy. Animals that don't eat grass and leaves prey on animals that do eat grass and leaves. This way they still consume the necessary photons. Take that away from them and they become sick.
Well, I'm going to explain to you what those photons are, but today's date, if you say it in one number at a time, is 1219. And that means that's one entity going to a single nine. And the nine is the inner search that goes on forever and ever and ever. So that's what today's date says in sounds. So the photons that the grass and the green things hold in their body is what they capture from the energetic air of the plasmic reality that we live in, because all the air and all the water is plasma. And that's literally immersed with ourselves, because our body is made of the same exact material, except that we carry or occupy an embed of the absolute source of everything in the universe. And that's why we're so valuable. And that's what makes this a spiritual warfare, because in the word spirit, it says spear it. So what is it? Well, you are it in the game of it. And the spiritual warfare is to capture the essence of man, and why the Cabal gang demands a surrender to artifice, shell, life, artificial life, to cease progression of mankind to species from growth and completion. Their war is against nature and the inevitable.
Avoid the lazy trap suggestions from the world stage.
Actors.
So avoid the lazy trap suggestions from the world stage actors and AI. Never use AI replicators for research or writing. Genuine original design is the only conveyance of your true nature and meaning of existence. This next section is called Frequencies and Implications equals I am ply,
many,
which is many,
plus cations.
Plus cations.
Cations is the part of a word spelled C-A-T-I-O-N, occasion. So, like vacation, vocation, application, and so forth. So what is it in the science world? Cations.
Well, cations are the opposition of anyons. We have cations are an ion or group of ions having a positive charged roaming force and characteristically moving toward the negative or a common homing force.
So what's going on here is cations are the charged, or the masculine, or the light, or the dilution, or the spread, or the separations. They're not the return. The anyons, or the feminine, are the common, the stable, and they contain the magnet that pulls back everything that expands. And we see this in the language in many words that contain the word C-A-T-I-O-N, which is a combination of K, T, and ions. Ions are the energetic wave field of the plasmic reality we live in, and they form themselves into intelligent forms of wave patterns, which we see through our senses as material forms that are either animate or inanimate. Here's a couple words that carry the word K-shun. So the reason we say shun is because we're saying that we're quietly through the energetic air, undoing something.
Location, vacation, vocation, education, avocation, avocation, indication, dedication, medication, vocational, revocation,
Revocation.
revocation, invocation, application, provocation,
Collocation.
modification, verification, notification, purification, complication, intoxication, equivocation, and pacification.
Yes, so you see the K shun, or the K plus T plus ions, is a part of our everyday speech and sensation, because not only do we hear the sounds, we picture the symbols when we hear the sounds. So this is a subtle persuasion, or another version of the SP in speech, where you're getting a dose of the spin for the S and the point for the still. So the point is like the axis in a turntable or a clock or a compass, and the spin is the story that revolves around it.
The meaning of the word frequency is state of being crowded, now obsolete. In the 1640s, it meant fact of occurring often, and from Latin frequentia, an assembling in great numbers, a crowding, a crowd, a multitude, a throng, from frequentum. The FM is frequency modulation, and offered the user or the observer a form of stereo by altering two frequencies in the transmission or making a twin to the monaural and original soundtrack. Popular in the 1970s to deliver the message of rock and roll music.
So really, by altering the music into a double track, the actual subtle persuasion of duality can be amplified, so to speak, or made more attention grasping or holding. And this holding of your attention causes your reality to unfold according to what your attention is on. So this FM is not only a trick of frequency modulation or altering, but also a trick of Freemasonry and Babylonian historical thieves. But, it is what it is, and the of Genesis is of the twins. So let's talk about the speech now. One spin for each, that equals speech. And what are the various parts of the word speech?
Well, you have EA equals air, water, and plasma. And the ch is K, and parse, spread and dilute. Each, that's from each. Speech is a SP and a spin for each. SP equals S for spin and P for point, or the still. Each human can create reality via his tongue and ears. A spin for each, or speech, means a lifetime of making realities. This next section is called Who Has the Power? You are in control. You have absolute power, and you determine the value. Whatever you focus on, you will see appear. You are either for or against. The ultimate power holder are the unique, the human being.
And the one eye, AI, is a mimic of everything that has happened before. It can never know the source of it all. Crimes can only run for a time, sometimes a short time, sometimes a long time. But they create knots, and then we glorify their knots with our knots in our language and in our perspective and in our emotions. Each one of us is born here elect. We're not random. The call is coming from inside the house, your body, your mind, your heart, and it's not quiet. It's getting drowned out by the tensions that you put toward the noise.
Our parents say, go to the world and ID who you are. There's religion, government, education. Ath is a transition, a crossing. Omega is a transition. All of us are a walking example of the entirety of creation. To be with each other is exploited to no end by the hierarchical power, the power, the hierarchical power is always drawing our attention. We determine the values. Mundane tasks take time away and create timelessness. You are focused on the goal, not the path. The powers that be say focus on the path. They are masters of the mundane.
You are in the land of discovery, and you are mature, which is the phrase mature, and it means the land of chores. You're born pure, and then you're spread out, and that's just a replay of creation from the beginning. And then you collect and return it before you die, and that's just like a day.
This next section is called relationships. Relationship is another stepping stone into knowing thyself. Give and take, that's GT, that's 7-9. Relationships in parity is winning the 8. The give and take, the G apostrophe IVE. I have. And the T, ache. The T is Tao, or perfected being. First give, then take. Whereas the system we're putting together is take, take, take. RE is a day repeating and returning. Love equals the OS, the operating system. All around our body and in our body is the parity. There's cycles and waves of parity and return. The era of judgment starts after age 7. The power of speech and power of suggestion molds our values.
The word limit is a rough acronym for LI for logic and intuition plus MIT, MIT for mitigation, the mitigations of logic and intuition. It's like a seesaw, and as we tilt back and forth between our logic and intuition, we can get stuck, which often happens in one side or the other. And this causes a forgetfulness of the center point or the axis that holds up the seesaw. Humanity needs to wake up and act with guidance and courage. And in a fair manner, all limits will fade away.
This next section is called How Do I Get There? There is no time limit. I am the boss of me. Relationships are imprinted with the rest of the world. You have a pureness that is powering the reality you are making. All nows are actually accumulations and aggregated from the befores. No change tomorrow unless you make a change today. The brain takes whatever you put value on. The brain is an interface. Your will is more powerful. Earth stays in balance. We have the same elements of Earth. Moving causes excretions and secretions. Restore the body. Do the rebound, the up and down, and the lemon, the neutralizing.
So our handlers would rather have our attention on them, which is why they say, trust the plan, trust the plan. But this misguided trust of the governments are into of a cryptic Kabbalah gang of ancient orders and families that have been controlling world affairs for unknown millennia, while they pose as a for-the-people government. They are masters of deception, acting and making coats of illusions look like a good thing. Most choose to ignore the glaring reality and choose in place a chicken coop that's well stocked with basic needs and scripted dramas of relationships in the world. These fabricated narratives are Hegelian dialectics in nature and are obviously designed to distract and beguile us. Artifice, the word, means to beguile. It's in the word artificial. Artifice, shall, intelligence.
Here, the Illuminati's in effect. See, the Illuminati ain't nothing but like it's gonna be a second Great Depression out here in America. Except this time, corporate America's prepared themselves for it. Meaning when it hits, their money is gonna be safe. As far as the rest of us that don't own our own businesses and things of that nature, so bad, we're gonna be killing each other in the streets, man. Mad Max and Beyond Terror Dome and all that is gonna be on, man. And they're gonna have to blow us up, which is what they're gonna do. They're gonna inject us with these, they're gonna say it's like for everybody mandatory AIDS testing because AIDS is so widespread. They're gonna be giving them vaccines for it so they don't catch it off top like measles, mumps, and stuff like that. But in all actuality, what they're doing is putting microchips in and your babies so they can keep tabs on where you're at. They're not even using money anymore as far as paper. It's gonna be cards to show what status you are, how financially well off you are, or whatever. You know, what do you own, and it'll tell everything about you. I mean, funds for schooling, gone. Everything is they just throwing it all back. They're building, what they're trying to do now is just build their fortress for the bigger war, because they know too that we're in the last times and days. And America's done so much fucked up shit across seas that they know it's all got to come back to them. Everything goes around in a cipher, a complete 360-degree circle. And they done did so much fucked up shit overseas, it's got to come back here.